It's so good to see you today. How have you been doing? We're 2 weeks down in the month of January. How are you doing with your goals, the goals you have set for yourself? I hope you're making progress. You know, one of the goals we set for ourselves this year is to stay healthy. And today I want us to look at, one of the tools that can actually help us to maintain, our weight loss journey. Now, today I want us to look at practical tips that can help us, with our portion control. Portion control is one of the tools that helps us to stay in shape and stay on course, in our weight management journey. Now, what is portion? Portion simply means the amount of food you put on your plate. Now, this is a standard dinner plate. So the portion now is the amount of food you're going to put on this plate. Now, the amount of food you put on the plate would actually aid your weight gain or aid your weight loss. So today I want us to look at some practical tips, that could help us in our portion control. Now, in our portion control, again, we need to eat less of salt, eat less of refined sugar, eat less of saturated fat. That will also guide, our portion control. Now, number one tip I want us to look at. In eating, always ensure, number one, you eat from a plate. Serve your food on a plate. Do not eat from the serving dish. For example, this is a bowl of salad. Don't eat from the serving, this particular dish. Rather, serve your food into your serving plate. Because you see why? If you eat direct from this, you will definitely eat more than you require. And with that, you're not controlling your portion anymore. So always serve your food inside a plate. Also, your snack. Some people say, I eat more of nuts now. I eat more of fruits, more of vegetables. The same rule applies. Now, these are nuts. These are nuts. This is actually cashew nuts. This is almonds. And this is peanuts. Now, if I decide I could just open up this is my cashew nut container, and I'm eating from the container directly, I'll end up eating more of this cashew nuts. Yes, cashew nuts, they're healthy. But when I indulge in this nuts, I'm going to add weight. But rather, I could take a small plate and, serve my nuts inside. So instead of me eating from the nut container, I actually now eat from this small plate, and this will help me to portion control, so I don't eat more than the quantity of nuts I should eat. You see that? So do not eat, whether you're eating your main meal or you're snacking, do not eat from the container. Another thing, now these are nuts. Someone will also say, my fruits, my vegetables, I eat more of vegetables. And you are indulging, and you're wondering, why am I not losing weight? The reason is you're eating more than your body requires. And that's what we're looking at, portion control today. Now, these are carrots. If I decide to eat my carrots, I can decide to eat it from this container. I mean, it's tasty. I might end up eating like half of this directly from the container. But if I take a little plate, you see, and I say, okay, let me just take a few carrots and I snack on this, than rather eating direct from the container filled up with carrots. So it's important, we don't eat from the packs, we don't eat from the serving dishes. Let's always serve both our snacks inside, a snack a snack little plate, and even our nuts, we serve them into little containers like this. Now, even things you have from the packs. Oh, they are, like this is organic Brazil nuts, very healthy. But if I decide, and I'm not advertising anything, I'm just showing us from the pack. Now, if I decide to eat from this pack, I'll eat more than my body requires. But rather, I could take them out of the pack and put inside this container, and that will guide and control the quantity of what I take. So tip number 1, do not eat from the dish. Eat from your plate. Do not snack from the containers or the packs. Find a little container, a little plate, and put whatever snack you have and snack from it. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, we have there's a standard dish plate we have, standard serving plate we have, which is like this. In trying to control your portion, go for smaller plates. Let me tell you why. If you serve a small portion of meal here, it will seem small. You yourself will, you will seem dissatisfied. Oh, this food is small for me. The plate is big and you want to serve more. And when you do that, you've exceeded the portion control we're talking about. So rather, look for a smaller plate and serve your portion in that smaller plate. In that smaller plate, the food will look, bigger. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, I will now show us the smaller plate I'm talking about. When you serve your food, this is a smaller, when I was talking about the smaller plate, see, this is smaller than this. See, this is a standard plate really. But when you serve your portion into this, it will seem small and you want to eat more. So you have to be smarter. Look for a smaller plate. Then tip number 3, in your portions, ensure that half of your plate, fill it up with your salad or your vegetable. You see, this is like half of this plate is filled with, my salad. Then the remaining half, you see, it's actually divided into half with my protein and my carb. So I'm eating more of the salad or vegetable, than the protein and the carb. So tip number 3, fill half of your plate with more, fill half of your plate with your salad or your vegetable, then half of your plate with your protein and your carbohydrates. Okay, so that is tip number 3. Now, tip number 4. In your portion control, try to use measuring cups. They're all labeled. Like, it should show you, like, for example, this is 1/4 of a cup. That will, these are some of the steps we take, when we're trying to be intentional. But with time, because you have done this repeatedly, you can actually know, oh, this is the quantity I require. to eat. So, but for starters, get your measuring cups. The measuring cups will guide you, especially with your carbs. It will guide you. You know the quantity you're actually putting on your plates at every given time. Number 5, when eating out, maybe you're in a restaurant, ask for less. You know why? Because restaurant food, they're super sized portion. But if you're out, dining with someone, you can actually, share, that particular meal. But if you're alone, ask for less because their food is super sized. Then a bonus, in between your meals, snack. Because when you snack in between your meals, it helps you, while eating your meal, you don't overeat. Before they'll say, oh, don't eat in between your meals. It will spoil, it will spoil your appetite, or it will make you not to eat enough. It's better. So in between your meals, have a healthy snack. It could be carrots, it could be apples. So when you now eat your meal, for example, in between, before your lunch, you snack on something. When during your lunch, you don't overeat. It will help you to stay on course, with your portion control. So be intentional about the things you want to do this year. One of them is to stay healthy and to be in shape. So portion control is a tool that actually helps us to achieve this, so be intentional about it. I wish you the very best. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And if these videos are adding values, please share them, subscribe, and please take out time to comment. If you have any questions or any other topic you want us to work on, please let us know. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye-bye.